Hello and welcome to Die Rolling with me, Will, and today we're continuing our Advent adventure with Day 4. Last time we were able to solve Day 3, where we went to a random kitchen and we found a little set of cookies and it spelled out code 962, and we managed to figure out that this was the door up there. So now I've got that written down, we're able to continue on our quest. So the story will continue from where we left off last time. The cooled and less burnt cookies melt on your tongue with a delightful vanilla flavour. Ooh, delicious. Why would the occupant of this peculiar abode just leave such tasty cookies to turn to charcoal? Perhaps they have fallen asleep somewhere. But that as it may, there's no doubt that someone must be here, and they must know of an exit. So you decide to look for them. You leave the kitchen again, and you go to the other door. It opens without a problem, and you take a proper look. The doorknob is also on the inside where it belongs, and there is no combination lock in sight, and you decide to venture further. The room appears to be a library, judging from the bookshelves. You stop in front of the comfortable-looking armchair and wonder whether to take a break for a short while. You hear a spine-tingling laugh that raises your hackles. Hello! Your voice fades away without an answer. Instead, you hear a faint crunch, and suddenly, a stone falls on the floor in front of you. As you look up, the rock dust trickles into your eyes. There's a crack in the ceiling up there. You stumble sideways and discover a bigger hole. The wooden structure that may have originally supported the crack doesn't look very stable. More and more little stones begin to fall. And is that a note as well? You hurry to the middle of the room and pick up the paper. Now we can open door 4. It tells us what we should find behind there, so we can figure out if I am actually right from the last episode. Oh, so we get like a little code. Oh, we get D1 and D2, and we've got 3 wooden rods. Intriguing, very intriguing. So we've got some little rods and some codes. So let's take this to one side and have a look. As I can see already, there's like a few like holes in the, there's a few holes in the actual room. So I have a feeling I'm going to be sticking in the struts in the room, and it's going to make some shapes. Well, we'll find out in a bit. Let's have a look at the riddles and see what it says. So we have in riddle card A, or riddle D1, a library shelf that's full of books. It's relevant where you should look. A hint of blue upon the wall will show you between the columns tall. A view can alter depending on where you stand. Your vision shouldn't falter from the task at hand. Look closely and a careful eye, lest all your counting go awry. Okay, and then we've got our combinations. We've got A and B, B and C, and A and C. So maybe each one will refer to like a number, and we have to tally it up. So let's start off by putting a pillar in the A and B column, because looking at the top of the rooms, there are little letters. There's an A, a B, and a C. And we have, conveniently, 3 wooden poles. So we have our 3 wooden poles here. So let's go and let's try sticking these in to our little room. So let's bring this up close to the camera. Let's see if I can do this and sort this out. So let's put that there. So with this one, I'm going to stick this in here. And it could be that we put it in A and... trying to put it in the thing. So there's A. Okay. Which doesn't seem to do much. And then we'll stick the one in for B. And then we'll see what comes back out from this. So, how far down does it go? Okay, it actually sticks in quite well. So, we have a little beam. So let's have a look around the room. So is there anything that's like interesting. Oh, I keep doing that. I keep lifting it out the way of the camera. I need to stop doing that. So let's have a look-see and see what we can spot. So A and B, we have what appears to be maybe something to do with this archway. Like, I don't know. Let's have a look at the riddle again and see what we can figure out. So, the library shelf that's full of books. It's relevant where you should look. A hint of blue upon the wall will show between the columns tall. You know the view can alter depending where you stand. Your vision shouldn't falter from the task at hand. Look closely with a careful eye, lest your counting go awry. And then it's got our numbers. So I believe it says blue. So we've got to look for blue. So let's bring this back and have another look and see if we can find anything blue. So between the pillars, there should be a set of blue things. So in between the two pillars, I see two things. So if I put that in the middle, you can have a look. So I see two blue objects in between the two pillars. So I say we get a 2. Yeah, so we've got 2 there. So we've got 2 objects. Or 3, depending on where you look and perspective. Like, I'd say from there, that's 2 objects. So I'm going to make a note. I'm going to say that the first one is 2. Maybe if I just put the other pillar in, and that won't obscure everything before we continue, because it says we should put all of them in. So, well, it doesn't say put all of them in. It just has a little has the ability to put all of them in. So we're looking for everything in between the two pillars, A and B, which there's like a blue item at the back there, which you can just about make out. And there's a blue item on the wall there. So I'd say between the two, just standing at it from the perspective we're looking at, there's one blue thing. So the next one, so I'm going to say 1 or 2 blue things. Let's say there's 2 blue things between the 2 pillars. So we're going to start with 2. So let's make a note of that on this notepad that I've got to one side. So code number 1 is 2. So we want to figure out now what code number 2 is. And code number 2 was the colours between B and C, according to the code card. We want to look at B and C next. So B and C, as we can make out, B is this column at the top, C is the one at the back. So we want to look in between the 2 columns at the back. So if we turn it to the side, you can just make out a few items. I think there's 3. If I look at that correctly, I think there's 3 items. So I'm going to say there's 3. So let's make it so it's 2, followed by a 3. And then we finally look at A and C, which is the bigger gap on that side. So if I turn that like there, you can just about make out that there's 2 books as well. So we're going to say it's 2, 3, 2. Okay. Okay, so that might be right. So let's have a look and see on our little decode chart what we get. Let's bring this out. So on our little code chart, we set this back down all the way to the other place. So we got 2, 3, 2. Do we get that? And then we turn this over and we get a pentagon, circle, L. So we want to find pentagon, circle, and an L, which I don't think exists. So we've got something wrong, which will be a good time for me to then use a clue. So let's have a look at the clue for the day. Let's have a look and see what clue number 1 has to say about the matter. Place the wooden poles vertically in room 4 on the columns. This will be very easy to firstly push them in the holes in the ceiling and then anchor them to the bottom of the holes. Riddle card shows where and what you need to actually count. Riddle D card 2 tells you where. Okay. And then I believe it's all the blue items, right? Have you positioned the columns vertically in the room and anchored them in the holes? Good. Markings next to the holes. Assign an anchored ABC. Riddle card 2 tells you the columns. You need to count the blue bricks between the two. But what could the message mean? The view can alter. So, my prediction for the view can alter. So, is it like you can? It's account everything that in the range of me turning the thing between the two columns. So, if I was to say there, so from there, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we've got like a 7. I'm trying to like sort of count it in like a way they got 7. So we've got 1, 2, we've got 3 behind here. And then we have 6. Well, it's okay. Let's try a different set. Let's try a 7, which is the first clue. Then we have B and C, which is there. We have 1. Ooh, I've knocked that down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go 4. Seven, 4, and then finally the ones at the top. So we've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. And the view could alter could mean that we're in the room and then coming back out. But let's do 7, 4. Let's try 7, 4, 3. It's a bit of a different code, and see what we get. If it's something like that resembled something, because that's the next sort of logical approach that I could take. So this is circle, star, pentagram, or pentagon, pentagram. It's not a flipping pentagram. So circle, star. There's nothing there. Right. So I think well, actually, there is this one down here that's got the moon. Now, what is the moon on this decoding? I think I actually got it right. 7, 4, 3. Or 7, 5. 7, 5, 3. 7, 5, 3. I think it might be 5. Let me do another check and see what we get. So it might be that it's actually 5 in that one. So we got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then we got in this one 1 on the shelf. We got 2, 3, 4. Oh, we do have a 4. Ah, yes, we have a 5th. So it's this room here that I marked as the wrong day earlier. But it's that room there. Which I am also completely wrong. I'm doing horrible at this so far. Let's have a look and see what they said that the answer is. Because this was actually a really awful puzzle. So it says anchor the columns in there. It gives you 4. So you look at it from that angle. You look at it from there, which is 3. And look at it from there, which is 4. But then there's only 1 shown in this particular position. Oh, it's in the entirety of the angles, and then it's split between... Oh, groan. So the one we're looking for is the one next door. And we failed miserably on that. We got no points. No points at all. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a here, there, and everywhere. But next time it's December 5th, and hopefully we can get a better score next time. So it's been me, Will from Die Rolling. Hope you check out our social medias, like our Facebook, like our Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube, ring that bell, leave a comment, tell me how badly this video went, which it absolutely did. And I hope you all stay safe and keep rolling.